weather was the only thing that didn't cooperate today for what would have been a historic moment in the U.S. space program. SpaceX and NASA had to scrub this afternoon's scheduled liftoff of the Kennedy Space Center. NBC4's Kim Baldonado now has more on just how close they got and when the new launch is scheduled.
And Dragon SpaceX, unfortunately, we are not going to launch today.
With that announcement, what was to be a history-making launch was scrubbed. A huge disappointment for all who worked toward today for 12 years. That's how long ago the reusable Falcon rocket and Crew Dragon were designed.
5.100, it was a good effort by the teams, and we understand.
It would have been the first time a private company flew NASA astronauts into space. And the company behind it all? Southern California-based SpaceX.
It's just a great, exciting, inspiring day, and it's one of those, like I said, one of those things that makes you glad to wake up in the morning.
SpaceX CEO Elon Musk was in Florida as astronauts Doug Hurley and Bob Behnken made their way out of Kennedy Space Center to greet their families before heading to the launch pad. A touching scene unfolded as virtual hugs were given to their wives and young sons, who then pressed their hands against the car window for one last goodbye. The astronauts then boarded the spacecraft, which is like no other. Nearly fully automated, it has touchscreen control pads, form-fitted seats for each astronaut, and custom-designed sleek helmets and spacesuits, all created at SpaceX in Hawthorne.
Just this really is the culmination of an incredible amount of work by the SpaceX team, by NASA.
But 16 minutes before liftoff, weather issues forced the countdown to stop, but it did not dampen the enthusiasm for commercial spaceflight.
We're going to see capital investment, not just into launch, but also into habitation. And that ultimately is what's going to be transformational for commercial space.
The next launch window for Hurley and Behnken is Saturday afternoon. If that test flight is successful, it would not only be the start of a new chapter for NASA, but also open the door for commercial space flights for you and I.
We want to go back to the moon, and the moon to stay, have a moon base, like Moon Base Alpha, and have build a city on Mars.
Kim Baldonado, NBC4 News.